Hi, my name is Chuck. This is my dad. Those that are close to him call him Papa San. If you ask me, I think he's the most handsome guy in the world. Even more handsome than Sean Connery, and that's saying a lot. For Father's Day, I asked Papa San if I could sit down with him and interview him. He was more than willing to take advantage of the opportunity.
Happy Father's Day.
I appreciate that, thank you. I'd like to think Mom and I tried to raise you the way we were raised. And of course, Mom being Oriental, particularly Japanese, they have a very disciplined style of parenting. And I think my parents were, I won't say super strict, but I'd like to think they gave me a good sense of values. They taught me to be honest. I would like to think that I have a good sense of values. My philosophy in life is treat people the way you'd want to be treated, and I believe we've raised you with that same philosophy, and it shows. And even as a child, you were always, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Empathetic? Maybe there's a better word, but it doesn't come to mind. But you were always concerned about other people. You always tried to be that way, and we always thought that that's a very commendable trait.
So not very surprising, the field that I went into was psychology.
Not a bit. We were always proud of you because we thought, when you were young, we weren't if you were ever going to actually get out of school because you weren't the most diligent student.
I was not.
But it's just amazing as you got older the turn you made, and you've gotten into a profession where basically your job is helping other people. And it's something you've always been, a caring individual. Like, again, which meant a lot to us.
Papa San's right. I wasn't very dedicated in my studies in high school. I wasn't very athletic either. I tried baseball and wasn't exactly the star of the team. I also tried Cub Scouts for a couple of years and decided that that wasn't really for me either. Through it all, my parents loved me just the same, and they knew I would eventually find my compass in life. Like many couples, my parents were unable to conceive a child. One of the things I was most interested in was asking my dad the story of my adoption.
You and Mom were married when?
Well, actually, we were married twice.
Okay.
We were married on October the 1st in the American consulate in Yokohama, Japan, of course, and we were married the second time on November the 12th in the Catholic Church.
Okay. And then you came to the United States when?
We came back in, I think it was March of 55.
55.
Yeah, because I went in the Navy in March of 51, and it was a 4-year stint, so.
Now, do you remember, was there ever a point where the two of you decided to try to start to have children?
Oh, yeah. For years.
Do you remember around what year? Or was it immediately after you came back?
Well, no, when we first came back, we were living with my parents, so I went back to school, and Jacob, at that time, of course, she felt she didn't want to become pregnant at that time because she thought it would be a hardship. So, and I got out of school in June of 59. And in October of 59, Mom and I bought our own, we went an apartment for a while, let's see. In October of 59, we moved into an apartment, and then just short of, I think, August of 60, we bought a house in the suburbs of Pikesville, Maryland. That was the time, when we moved into that house, we figured, well, let's start having children. And
what year was that?
1960.
1960.
Yeah, we had decided somewhere in there we wanted children, and we went through all the standard routine stuff, all the various tests. Of course, at that time, if they had in vitro fertilization, I don't recall. I don't think it was, if they had it, it wasn't too widely known.
Yeah, I don't think they had it back in.
So, because we went through all the blood tests and seeing the gynecologists and whoever you see, And they couldn't find a damn thing wrong with either one of us.
So as far as you guys knew, there was no natural reason why you couldn't get pregnant?
For some reason, one of the suggestions that doctors were saying was, well, maybe you're too anxious and you're trying too hard, and who knows, it just didn't come to any fruition. But finally, we went through Catholic Charities. Now, Chico never converted to Catholicism, but me being Catholic, we went through Catholic Charities, and we had been several months there, and things were looking pretty rosy when I was asked if I wanted to come out to Burns Harbor, a transfer from Bethlehem Steel and Sparrows Point out to here, and you don't turn those things down. Okay. So we said yes. So now when we came out here, we got to start the adoption procedure all over again. But everything happened in Baltimore was wasted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they just said, well, we'll help you out there. But so we didn't go through Catholic Charities out there. We went through, I think it was the Porter County, I guess, Health Department. I'm not sure.
Public welfare, probably. I think that's
probably welfare.
Public
welfare. But whatever it was, we went through that, and they did all the tests and the standard stuff. So we knew we were in, and they said, well, you're on the list, but we don't know exactly when. It may be weeks, it may be months, it may be years. At that time, they just didn't know. So Mom and I went back in May to visit my parents back in Baltimore. And when we came back, I believe it was like the day after we got back. Now, I don't even remember the date. It was somewhere between the 9th and 17th. But when we got back, we got a phone call. They said to give them a call because they had a child for us. So we went down right into Valpo and picked it up in an office down there. I can go right to the office now, but it's no longer the welfare department. But they said, well, we've got this child for you, was born on May the 1st. And they gave us you, and probably the happiest moment of my life. I had tears in my eyes, and so did Mom. It was, I don't think anybody in their life ever wanted a child more than we did. And to this day, I thank them because I think we got the right child. And if you want to take that as a compliment, it's meant that way. But we were very, very happy with it.